What you absolutely must know today is that the women-only dating advice app T, which soared to the top of the free apps chart in the US, has suffered a catastrophic breach, exposing approximately 72,000 images. That includes 13,000 selfies tied to government-issued ID verification and nearly 60,000 publicly posted photos, comments, or messages inside the app. And those files have been discovered circulating on 4chan, a notoriously anonymous forum, where A. User apparently accessed an unsecured legacy storage bucket and posted a link inviting others to download the entire trove. Now experts warn that connecting usernames to real names and legal documents puts users at real risk of identity theft, stalking, doxing, and long-term privacy exposure. And even though T says no email or phone data was touched, the fact that this happened to archive data of users who signed up before February 2024 shows how dangerous poorly secured backend infrastructure can be. The company confirmed the breach to news outlets including ABC News and Associated Press, and said it has engaged third-party cybersecurity teams and is working relentlessly to secure systems and protect user privacy. And they emphasize there is no evidence of additional or current accounts being compromised, and no broader user data beyond those old images has been affected. But regardless, the fallout is shaking confidence because T built its reputation on privacy and safety, offering reverse image search, phone number lookups, background checks, and community-shared red flags about men people had dated. And that process required uploading photos and ID verification selfies. Ironically, the same data now exposed. This breach follows reporting by 404 Media, NDTV, Hindustan Times, Barron's, Business Insider, and others confirming that the publicly viewable bucket was discovered on Google Firebase, lacked authentication or encryption, and was accessible to anyone until it was shut down once discovered. And at least one 4chan user wrote in a post, later verified by investigators, a quote saying driver's licenses and face pics. No authentication, no nothing. It's a public bucket, showing how basic misconfiguration places sensitive personal identity data at risk. The T founder, Sean Cook, originally built the app after his mother suffered online abuse when catfished to help women date safely. But now that mission is under scrutiny as critics ask whether T's practice of crowdsourcing dating intel is creating platforms for misinformation or defamation, and whether users truly understand that verification selfies or ID uploads may be stored and potentially exposed in the future. Once posted, those images may be archived and still accessible far beyond the app, spreading through forums like 4chan and even Twitter, now X, compromising anonymity, and leaving users vulnerable to impersonation, identity theft, or harassment. Cybersecurity experts like Trey Ford of Bugcrowd stress that linking real identity documents to usernames and locations dramatically increases risks, despite assurances that no current user data beyond that legacy bucket was affected, and T claims the data was stored only to meet law enforcement cyberbullying requirements. The incident is a reminder that archival retention and cloud misconfiguration can have huge unintended consequences. With more than 4 million users in the US, explosive growth in July, and a waiting list nearing 1 million, T had become emblematic of female safe innovation. Yet this breach now highlights that even safety-focused platforms can fail when privacy and engineering safeguards are inadequate. What can you do right now if you ever use that app or similar platforms where you submitted photos or IDs? First, consider that your verification selfies or ID images may be out in the wild. If you receive fake messages, see evidence linking your ID online, or get phishing emails or unexpected contact, treat it as a potential sign of identity compromise. Second, monitor your credit reports and financial statements because stolen identity images can be used to open accounts or commit fraud. Third, enable two-factor authentication wherever you can and change passwords on services that reuse credentials. Fourth, reduce unnecessary personal ID uploads and apps lacking clear data retention transparency, and insist platforms delete your documents after verification. And fifth, if you're concerned, consult identity theft protection services in the US or freeze your credit with major bureaus to prevent unauthorized new accounts. For developers and product teams, the key takeaway here is encrypt legacy data, audit all storage buckets regularly, ensure proper authentication and access controls, and implement zero-trust infrastructure so private user data is segregated and protected long after it's collected. If you're a current T user or considering joining, you may want to pause until the company publishes detailed security audits and a clear deletion policy for verification images, and consider requesting deletion of any documents you submitted. This breach underscores that even apps sold on the promise of safety can become hazards if architectural security isn't prioritized from day one. Now is the time to advocate for stronger regulatory standards around how dating platforms store and delete biometric and identity data, especially for women-focused services that collect sensitive verification images. We'll keep tracking their response. Look for updates from T on resolution timelines, third-party audit results, and user data deletion protocols. This is ongoing, and if they publish new information, we'll share it. Thank you for tuning in, and please like this video if you found it helpful. Leave a comment with your own thoughts or experiences around app verification or data breach concerns. Share this widely so more people understand what's at stake. And don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated on this story and others about digital privacy threats impacting people across the US.